Chat, welcome to the Rosa Celebration 2025! That's right, we've got a custom aquarium, we've got custom background, and we've got a whole bunch of crap we're doing today for the Monterey Bay Aquarium Day 1 out of 5. Now, this is a particularly big day for the Boneworm fans in chat because, yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Worm Wednesday. Oh my god, Bork was 1600. Wait, Stream Elements is not correct. Dude, why don't things work? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 5 days of Monterey Bay. And it's not just one stream or 2 streams this year, it's 5. Wee-woo disclaimer, shorter days. It'll probably be the same amount of time. But lies, it's just 5 days. Wow, 5 is a bigger number than 2. You can't argue with that. Sorry, haters. This year, we honor the memory of Rosa, the greatest sea otter to ever live. Ignore that typo. The Monterey Bay Aquarium. It's not just Rosa, it's not just the sea otters. We're celebrating everybody in the Monterey Bay Aquarium because the Monterey Bay Aquarium is an incredible institution that focuses on ocean conservation. They focus on education. They focus on rehabilitating otters and recovering ecosystems. They're really great. Yes, they're also an aquarium you can go visit, but it's way more than that. I'm realizing right now, there's probably somebody who doesn't realize that Monterey Bay Aquarium does a lot of like ocean conservation research, and they just think we've been donating to like some random like attraction, like Six Flags or something. They're just like, guys, we've got to donate to Six Flags. But no, they do tons of really great work behind the scenes on top of being a cool aquarium that you can go to and see cute otters and whatnot. One of the particularly amazing things which we are all particularly passionate about is, of course, the Sea Otter Rehabilitation Program, of which Rosa was the star. When a southern sea otter is stranded or for whatever reason lost out in the ocean, the Monterey Bay Aquarium is one of the key organizations that goes out there, actually rescues the abandoned pups or the injured sea otters, bottle feeds them by hand until they're safe. They groom them every day. They help them build strength and recover. They teach them how to swim in these big tanks outside of the aquarium, or like in the back of the aquarium that I got to see. There's this whole program for teaching them. They learn how to actually eat food and gather it in the wild, all in this environment. And then, in this case, they get to meet their surrogate mother, who was Rosa, for otter pup number 696.
We love you, Rosa.
So this is a real video of when one of the otter pups that was rescued was brought into one of the rehabilitation tanks, and Rosa the sea otter became its surrogate mother and helped this otter pup get back into the wild and help restore the population. Oh my god, adorable. And after they've gotten to hang out with Rosa and Rosa teaches them how to be an excellent sea otter, they release them back into the wild. God, such a great program. Why does it matter? Why do we care? Otters are really cute, but also kelp forests are like an entire huge ecosystem off of the west coast, and kelp forests are maintained by sea otters. They're the animals that actually like take care of these forests and prevent them from being overeaten. Historically, southern sea otters were almost hunted to extinction. Oh my god, I love Monterey Bay with $5,000. My lord, that is an insanely large donation. Thank you.
Thank you for hosting
that
this
just pushed
event
us to
again
50K.
this year.
That is incredibly generous. Thank you. The sounds appear to be incorrect, so the person who donated $25 is getting your big celebration noise, but thank you very much. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you. $25, holy shit. Stream Elements is the only website I could find that could allow me to do text-to-speech for Tiltify donations. I tried to even code it myself, and it does not appear to work correctly. It seems that if somebody donates right after a person donates like a crazy amount of money, the following person gets all the credit. So we'll just be like really stoked for a guy who donates 10 bucks, which is actually the funniest outcome. In terms of like these kelp forests, this is a real thing. As sea otters got hunted to near extinction, the sea urchins have just been like eating through all the kelp forests because their natural predators were wiped out by humans. This is a big deal. We are losing vast ranges of kelp forests, which are critical ecosystems off the coasts. So it's a big deal. And southern sea otters now, thanks to the Monterey Bay Aquarium and organizations like them, particularly the Monterey Bay Aquarium though, have recovered. There was only 50 left in the wild. I say this every year. That's crazy. They basically thought they were extinct and then found a cluster that was still alive. And so over the past few decades, they've been helping the otters to rehabilitate, regrow the ecosystem, and now there are over 3,000 in the wild. Their territory is slowly expanding. When you talk about the Sea Otter Rehabilitation Program and why it matters and why somebody like Rosa actually matters, it's because this program is carrying the sea otter population on its back with Rosa as the #1 mom. It's crazy, man. And this is helping restore our ecosystems and keep them alive. Rosa was the greatest sea otter to ever live. She lived almost 25. She had 15 otter pups. Look, Rosa, look at that. You don't need to hear or understand anything I'm saying. Just look at that. Look at that. We got 5 wonderful years of Rosa birthdays. Last year, sadly, Rosa graduated to the shrimp in the sky, and we did a whole stream celebrating her honor. And this year, we are going to continue to celebrate Rosa and her wonderful life, on top of celebrating all of the animals in the Monterey Bay Aquarium, because the whole organization does just really, really, really great work. God damn, she was cute. We have raised over $1 million for the Monterey Bay Aquarium over the last 6 years of doing this. They actually, this year, were able to unveil their new Otter Rehabilitation Center. There's an entire new expansion of the Monterey Bay Aquarium Sea Otter Rehabilitation Program. Entirely new tanks. These aren't open to the public, but these are on the side so they can rehabilitate. This whole facility was built over the last few years, and we funded this. Man, not entirely, obviously, but we were major contributors to funding this. We've made a real difference in this program expanding. So it really does matter. It's not just a funny meme, even though it is also a funny meme. But of course, it's not just otters at the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Every day this week, we're going to honor one of the most important categories of animals, and it's Wednesday, and that means we're going to talk about bone worms. That's right, they got worms at the aquarium. You got bone worms, which are microscopic worms that eat bones from the deep, okay? You've got balloon worms. Look at that. And finally, everybody's favorite, the fat innkeeper worm.
Worm Wednesday Poggies.
Which looks like a worm and nothing else, by the way. Nobody say anything. No, it doesn't. If anybody's thinking it, no, it does not. I'm going to be honest. I'm sorry if this makes people upset. I'm not that hyped about worms. However, there seemed to be a lot of interest in Worm Wednesday. So, of course, we are doing Worm Wednesday today. The theme is worms. So, if you're particularly passionate about worms, today's your day. Tomorrow is Tentacle Thursdays, then Fishy Fridays, then Slimy Saturdays, which is everything else, and then Sea Otter Sunday. Year one, we raised $320. Year two, we upped it. We raised $2,676. Pretty great. Year three is when it started to really get up there. $14,172. This is when Monterey Bay Aquarium reached out to me and was like, we love what you're doing. This is amazing. Thank you so much. And year four, $104,350. Surely there is no way that we would ever top this, right? Right? There's no way. However, year five, we raised $302,000. And last year, $625,000, putting the total donated over the 7 years at a little over $1 million. Absolutely insane. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are spreading this out over 5 days. I hope that this makes things a little easier to catch. You can catch part of it, even if you can't catch the whole thing. So I am streaming starting at 1 p.m. So hopefully we can get to, I'm shooting for 500K or 600 if we're really crushing it. Let's go for 2 million. I would love that. Let's aim for 670,000. Why?
The idea is so simple, you can pet bone worms in the aquarium.
You actually can't right now. There aren't currently bone worms on exhibit, but some of the staff told me they're planning to go get more bone worms. They like eat whale bones in the deep ocean. They're not just sitting around. What you got to do is you got to go put a bone on the sea floor, and then the bone worms will come in to start eating the bones, and then you can pull them back into an exhibit. Oh my God. Rob Blocky, thank you for the 2,500. That is an insanely generous donation. Thank you. Also, is the next person going to get a really, okay, 100. Thank you for the $100. That's not how it's supposed to work, but $100. Holy shit. Twitch! That is incredibly generous, Twitch. Thank you so much for the $1,000 donation. Oh my God. Thank you very much. But really, let's focus on Haribo 72. On top of all of that, we've got milestones. At $50,000, there's a very big, very important surprise merch drop. This is going to be super sick, and the profits are going to go to charity, although wee woo alert, the profit split is really bad, so you probably shouldn't buy it. $75,000. Parkster's going to slap Doug with the fish. Specifically, I'm imagining this like the Olympics, where he goes and buys a fish at a market. He has to carry, we'll get a video from him of him buying the fish, and then he has to bring it to the house and then slap me with it. Mystery celebrity cameos. Once we hit 100K, Barry has put together, I believe, 4 cameos from celebrities. I don't even know who they are. Bring back the Kraken. Unfortunately, the Kraken did die. That's who I'm talking about. However, at 125,000, we've got a sea snake. That's right, I programmed a sea snake. This will just go for the rest of the entire week. This will just kill a lot of you guys. Oh no, the snake. 5-minute coding adventure. I have spent like a month making all of these things. In theory, everything should work. This has been an enormous amount of time and prep, and probably it'll all break like it did at the beginning of the stream. At $150,000, we're gonna send Parkser out to like Venice Beach in Los Angeles, and he's just gonna buy $250 of stuff. And we'll call him in, and we'll get his thoughts on which thing he wants to buy. But he'll buy $250 of stuff, bring it back, and we'll raffle that off as a box of things that you guys could get. Everything here is junk. Yes, it is junk, but it's gonna be junk that you'll have seen on stream, and everybody will have said Pog. I'm gonna call Parkser in on a phone. We're gonna see what he's buying, and then we can all go, whoa, Poggies, junk. That'll be awesome. So think about that. At $175,000, I am going to reveal my girlfriend to you guys. This is somebody who I love dearly, and while she's not a public figure and does not want to be a public figure, she has agreed to reveal her nose to chat. Maybe even her eyes, but only the nose and the eyes. At $200,000, Parkser and I are going to finish a sea otter puzzle that we received from the Monterey Bay Aquarium last year, and the stream won't end until we finish it. I don't want to do that, but it is funny. At $250,000, my lovely, beautiful girlfriend has made a bunch of hardtack. This is that really, really hard cracker that sailors and pirates used to eat because it was the only thing that would stay good on the ocean. This is probably gonna be terrible. So I'm gonna try to eat a barrel of it. I mean, a barrel. It'll be like this much or whatever. But it's a whole like 2 baking sheets full of it. At $300,000, chat is going to design 3 t-shirts. Each t-shirt is one you guys can pick what it is, and I have to wear it in 3 different situations. One of them I have to wear on stream. One of them I have to wear for a full episode of my podcast. Which, to be clear, most of the people who watch that podcast aren't like into DougDoug memes, so they're just gonna be like, what the fuck is Doug wearing and why? And I won't address it. And then third is I'm going to wear it with my mom and take a picture with her. We will do this live on stream. You guys will pick whatever goes into the shirts, and I have to actually wear them in real life and then tell you how it goes. $350. We're gonna take Chair to the beach, and we're just gonna do a live stream of Chair sitting at the beach. Don't worry. No Doug, just Chair at the beach. We're even working on getting a cover of Coffee made as like a nice background song. $400,000. I am going to be recording a sea shanty album. Now, at first, I didn't know exactly what this would be, and I realized I don't know how to make this. I don't know how to make music. This is going to be really bad, and I want to be very clear and upfront. This is going to be bad. I'm going to attempt to record and release 3 sea shanty songs that are all a cappella sung by me. They will probably be bad, wee woo, but I think it'll be funny. So I'll spend a day trying to make a sea shanty album. At $450,000, I just slotted this in here. We got a pinata. Parkser's gonna break the pinata. We put a bunch of candy in it. And finally, at $500,000, I'm gonna actually go to a beach and do a beach cleanup. I don't know exactly the details yet. I don't think that'll be a stream, but I like doing that. I used to do that at the river growing up. So I think that's like a cool, sweet way to like cap this off. We'll put it on the Clips channel or whatever. So cool milestones, and I hope you all enjoy them. Any questions? I don't have anything for 600K. I don't have anything for $1 million. I think that 500 is realistic. 750K. You can keep saying big numbers. I will continue to not have something planned for it. I'm sorry. At $600,000, eat a mug. What if we hit 600K? Then we will have hit 600K. Somebody said 100 million. That is a big number. Don't get me wrong. That is a big number. Straight up. This feels like Christmas. Except Santa's coming in and like taking your money. Maybe he gives you a prize at the end. I don't know. It doesn't feel that much like, like Christmas to me, to be honest.